Part 3 of Poems for My Children by Anne Hawkshaw. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Seen in the time of the Romans, the city child's complaint, the first spring flowers, to Editha, Editha, the oak tree, I do not love the night, thinking and dreaming. Seen in the time of the Romans. The Druids' time had passed away, and moored a Roman galley lay 'neath England's chalky cliffs, and barks of firmer texture skim gaily upon the ocean's brim than Britain's wicker skiffs. For many years did Britons fight for hearth and home and freeman's right, but 'twas in vain they bled. The Romans in that conquering hour had met with none to check their power. They were the wide earth's dread. Yet from their conquerors much of good, for all this loss of human blood, the hardy Britons learned. The mud-walled town had disappeared, and in its place were mansions reared, and peaceful days returned. Now from that galley to the shore there came a boat with dashing oar. At length it touched the strand. From it a stately warrior stepped, upon the shore his followers leapt, with sword and spear in hand. To meet him was a motley crowd, and from it rose a shout so loud 'twas heard for miles at sea. He was a ruler come from Rome, many from him shall hear their doom, for life and death bore he. Upon the cliff a temple stood, raised to the monarch of the flood. To this the Roman went, and offered there, at Neptune's shrine, a cup which British pearls entwine, and there his knee he bent. Next he his high tribunal kept. Many that fateful council wept, led from his bar to die. Some from their native isle were sent in sad and lonely banishment, some to the forests fly. Now marching past his seat appears a band of British youths. Fond tears from mothers' eyes had wept their fate, for they were bound to distant climes, destined to fight for Roman crimes with men they did not hate. At last the sunset of that day died in the western sky away. Then to his splendid tent, where silken cushions for his bed were on a floor of mosaic spread, the Roman general went. The city child's complaint. The trees and flowers are beautiful, the sky is blue and high, and the small streams make pleasant sounds as they run swiftly by. But all these things are not for me. I live amid dark walls, and scarcely through these dusty panes a single sunbeam falls. I never hear the wild bird's song, or see the graceful deer go trooping through the forest glades. What can I learn from here? They say God's works are wonderful in sea and sky and land. I never see them, for men's works are here on every hand. Oh, murmur not, thou little one, that here thy home must be, and not amid the pleasant fields or by the greenwood tree. There is a voice can speak to thee amid the works of men. Speak with a sound as loud and clear as in the lonely glen. Do not the works thou seest around spring from man's thoughtful mind, and in that is there nought of God for thee, for all to find? The earth with all its varied blooms will have to pass away, but man's immortal mind will live through everlasting day. And without mind these sheltering walls around thee had not been, these busy engines had not moved, nor whirling wheels been seen. The first spring flowers. Bring me a nosegay. Where shall I go? For short is the time since melted the snow. Go to the garden's warmest bed. There the bright crocus flowers are spread, yellow and purple and white, while between shoot up their lance-like leaves of green. Go to the sunniest bank you can find, where the hedgerow keeps off the frosty wind, where a faint sweet perfume fills the air. Search, you will find the violet there, of stainless white, or of a hue deeper than Italy's sky of blue. Go look beneath the forest trees for those fairy bells, the anemones, gracefully bending to every gale their feathery leaves and blossoms pale. And pass not on the unsheltered height the flowers of the winter aconite. And forget not the laurestinas gay, with blossoms for March like those of May. Gather a sprig of ivy too, though flowerless now, yet I love its bright hue, that does not fade like the summer flowers, but looks like a friend through wintry hours. A kindly friend who seems to say, I have come on this frosty winter's day, when I thought all others would stay away. To Editha. The dew is on the grass, and the bird is in its nest. Come, Editha, my little one, and lie thee down to rest. Sleep, thou mayest calmly sleep. No dreams of coming ill, no thought of misspent hours, no fears thy happy bosom fill. Yet thou wilt dream, but not of joys for ever fled, no envy at another's lot, no sorrow for the dead, but of the flowers and bees and butterflies of spring, and pleasant voices that have made thy nursery walls to ring. The dew is on the grass, and the bird is in its nest. Come, Editha, my blessed gift, and lie thee down to rest. Editha is a Saxon name, and means the blessed gift. Editha. One evening little Editha sat by a forest well, and she heard a low and pleasant tone, like the chime of a silver bell. And she looked around, but nought could she see, yet it was not the wind through the forest tree. She did not say like a foolish child, I'll listen no more, but she bent her head, and she heard the same soft silvery sound floating around beneath her tread. If she ceased to listen, it went away, or if she forgot it and thought of play. Then meekly little Editha knelt down upon the ground, and a root of blue forget-me-not close by the water found, and waving to and fro it said, think of the absent and the dead. Marvelled much the little maid, but she bent again her ear, and she heard a happy voice from a yellow primrose near, and it said, be cheerful still, hope and wait and do God's will. From its home amid dry leaves, fallen there from many a tree, I can ring a fairy chime, said the wood anemone. And so can I, the snowdrop said, waving to and fro her head. Then the flowers began to sing, and the bells in concert ring. Happy little Editha, she can hear our voiceless singing. We no more are mute to her, music ever round her ringing. Many on this wondrous earth never hear its harmony. Blessed little Editha, it no more is dumb to thee. The Oak Tree. The oak it is a noble tree, the monarch of the wood. Through winter's storms 1,000 years its hardy trunk hath stood. It is not stately like the beech, the elm more tall may be, and gracefuller the lovely lime, yet 'tis a noble tree. An acorn by a squirrel dropped amid a tuft of grass may be an oak on which we look with wonder as we pass, but then it years, long years must grow, and this may teach to all what mighty things in after times may come from means now small. How little did they think who saw a green oak sapling spring in some old forest long ago, that it would float a king. Perhaps some ancient druid came to pluck it from a bough. 'Tis now a gallant ship, but he, where is that druid now? Perhaps an acorn from that tree dropped on his nameless grave, and o'er it now in summer green dark tangled branches wave. How beautiful the oak's young leaves in the bright days of spring, or when a richer tint the skies of early autumn bring. And all upon the dewy ground the acorn cups are laid, like richly chased spoons are they, for fairy banquets made. So, monarch of all forest trees, on every English plain, we crown thee still, thou brave old oak, and long, long be thy reign. I do not love the night.
I do not love the night, mamma, the long, dark, dreary night. The day is far more beautiful, with its beams of sunny light. I know the darkness on the sky like a thick curtain spreads, that we may all more calmly sleep, like flowers upon their beds. For you say the young flowers fold their buds when the night comes o'er the sky. I often think they grieve, mamma, to bid the sun good-bye. There is no sound of song or wing from bird, no insect's hum. All pleasant voices too are hushed, and all the world seems dumb. The night wind as it goes along like mournful music seems. I often think I hear it still go past me in my dreams. I do not love the night, mamma, the chilly darksome night. How beautiful would be a world where it was always light. And such a world there is, my boy, no sun, no moon are there. Yet 'tis a land that hath no night. Where is it? Tell me where. It is the land of blessedness, the home of all the good. We cannot travel to its shores by land or other flood. To reach it we must die, my boy, yet tremble not for this. Kind angels wait to show the way to that bright land of bliss.
Thinking and dreaming.
You tell me I must think. I thought last night a long, long time, as I sat listening on the hill to the church bell's pleasant chime. The sun shone on the old church clock upon the ivy tower, 7 when I went, 8 when I left. So I sat there an hour, and I was thinking all the time how pleasant it would be to live on a little isle far in the southern sea, with waters like a mirror clear all round my island spread, and branching trees and sun-bright flowers, and blue skies overhead. And I would have a cottage there beside the sounding sea. Rich vines should cluster o'er its roof and on its sheltering tree. And pretty pictures I would have, and books and music too. And I would play or read or sing, or roam the forest through. And sometimes I would have a friend to come and see me there. Oh, should not I be happy then, with all around so fair? No, Mary, not more happy there than in thy present lot. For the chief source of happiness, my child, thou hast forgot. A life of selfish indolence for us was not designed. It is not places make our bliss, 'tis fashioned by the mind. Think in that path of life thou tread'st, thy duty well to do. 'Tis dreaming to imagine flowers thus on that path to strew. I told thee thou must think. Not thought, but only idle dreams are all these fairy, cloud-built homes and visionary schemes. They will not nerve thy heart to bear the many storms of life, nor arm thy heart with cheerfulness to smile amid its strife. Leave in His hands thy destiny, who guides the swallow's flight. A God of love will surely do to all His creatures right.
End of Part 3.